Hey y'all, welcome to the Financial Coach Next Door. So the purpose of this video series is to show you everyday people who are succeeding through regular jobs, side hustles, and even owning their own businesses and have a wealth of knowledge to share. All you gotta do is ask for it. So today I'm here with Patrick Meyer. He's one of my many cousins on my mom's side of the family. And we're going to be asking him some questions today about how he is killing it in life. All right, Patrick, question number one. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hey, my name is Patrick Meyer. I'm 22 years old. I grew up always surrounded by family. I always met up with John a lot up at the farm, family farm, Thanksgiving, up at his place, things like that. I own a small woodworking business. I've got a girlfriend and stuff like that. School was always pretty simple for me, but once I got out of the grades that I was required to do, it became a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah,
How many siblings do you have for the audience?
I have three other brothers, so it's four brothers total.
Wow. What's it like growing up with three other brothers?
It was rough at times, but it was fun.
Yeah.
We
Rough
enjoyed,
house, though. They help you put on a thick skin.
yeah, definitely that.
How so?
They gang up on each other and me and stuff like that, wrestling around.
Yep. Man, I have some vivid memories of us growing up. Do you remember the summer when was it me and my siblings spent a week with y'all and
Yeah,
your poor mom had to watch the eight of us together?
yeah, that was a mess.
Dude,
It
that was a
was
great
fun though.
week. I always wish we did it again. We just never did.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a whole lot of fun.
yeah. All right. So would you say, okay, growing up, you kind of mentioned through school, you kind of skated by. What were your grades like? Were you a A student, B student, C student?
So I was pretty much A's and B's all the way up until COVID hit. I kind of got my junior and senior year messed up because of COVID, and
Okay.
that kind of screwed things up a little bit. I got like a C in like one or two classes, but mostly good grades.
Screwed up in the manner of what you just weren't sitting down in a regular classroom
Yeah,
style. Okay.
yeah, we were doing online classes, and I was never too good at that.
Why? What about it was so challenging?
Uh, I guess just being able to do other things while school was going on,
Yeah.
besides just pay attention to class, because they didn't require screens to be on, mics were off, everything like that. So you could be watching TV and going to school, and I guess I took advantage of it, but
I
in
mean,
the bad, wrong way.
I can't judge because for your reference, if you didn't know, I was a super senior. I did one extra semester in college, and that semester, I guess spring semester too, but both those semesters were all online. And we had to have our cameras on. Now,
Dang.
just because I did doesn't mean I wasn't doing other things on, while on camera, but that's intriguing. So in high school, they didn't even hold that standard. Interesting. Okay, neat,
Yeah.
neat. Do you think COVID kind of uh, held you back at all, or do you think it kind of disenfranchised you with pursuing either community college or anything after high school? Or
Um, no, I don't think it gave me a disadvantage or anything. I think I think I went through the process pretty well of COVID. Uh, yeah, I think I'd probably be doing the same thing now with or without it.
okay, makes sense. All right, so now that you brought that up, tell us a little bit. Where did Meyer Woodworking? Where did that start? Very beginning.
So I was, it was my senior year of high school, and I had been working for a guy who makes baseball bat racks. You hang them on the wall and hang like collectors' baseball bats and
Okay.
balls. And I was working for him, pretty much making everything for him and boxing them up and shipping them out. And he sold on like Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Wayfair, all the big name online sites. So, and then baseball season for high school came along, and I could no longer work for him after school. So I took a break for what, like 2 or 3 months. And then after that, I was looking for ways to make a little extra money. And it was coming up on college in a few months, so I didn't want to do anything permanent. like go back to work with them and having to quit not long after. So I decided to give it a try myself, and I looked at all the online different marketplaces, and Etsy seemed to be the easiest one to set up and get started on. So I started there, and it asked for a name. So I just took my last name and put Woodwork on the end of it. So
There you go.
that's where it came from.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right, so tell one real quick. What do you make? What are some of your products?
So I started off with little key holders. They're about 10 inches long with about four hooks on them. And I then moved into more larger racks with coat hooks, key hooks, metal slots, and stuff like that on it. So mostly it's like coat racks. I make some coffee mug racks, and
Ooh,
then
okay.
floating shelves are another big one that I sell.
Gotcha. So, how did you find out that these products would actually sell? Did you do any research? You just said, "Hey, I want to make these products. Let's just send it and see what happens."
So the first one I started off with the key racks. I saw Etsy kind of gives you a notification below others people's listings saying how many is sold in the past week or so.
Okay.
And I saw that like key racks were pretty popular. A lot of people were selling like 20 a week or something like that. So that's what made me look into those. And then the other stuff, I wanted to make something larger with a little more value to it. So I just looked around online and did some research, saw what people were purchasing, and made my own version of it.
Okay, makes sense. I'm gonna ask a question, and it's not gonna be like I don't know how to phrase it properly. Um, so I'm not gonna. So I want to use the word plagiarize, but that's not what I want to say. Because that's not what it is. So by doing research, you were looking. Did you look at other people's Etsy shops or Amazon maybe or something like that to get
Yeah,
inspiration? That's the better word. And then from that inspiration, you created a product that was similar but still your own.
yeah. So I looked around at different sites, even just on Pinterest, just to see
Okay.
not even what companies were selling, more of what people were putting inside of like home pictures. Say if it's like newly remodeled homes and stuff like that, just seeing what the new trends and stuff were and building products around that.
Okay. Where did you learn to do that? Did it just come that to you
Uh,
naturally, like, oh, this is a no duh or oh duh kind of thing, or what?
Well, it took a little while to build the business. I didn't have it all set up from the get-go. It probably took a year or two to get a few products inside of my shop. So it didn't all come to me at once. I kind of learned along the way and just doing a lot of research and
Okay.
putting a lot of time in.
That makes sense. All right, so kind of taking us back a smidge. All right, so you graduate high school, you've started your Meyer woodworking business. What happened then? Did you? I can't, I genuinely don't remember. Did you do any college or community college? Where did you go after?
Yeah, so I started the business at the end of high school, and I had no clue. I wasn't thinking that it was going to be a long-term, full-time job or anything like that. But I still didn't know what I wanted to do. So I ended up going to a community college just so I didn't waste money at a 4-year school, not knowing what I wanted to do.
Ooh, that's
So I went,
wisdom there for y'all. Sorry to pause you. That's some
uh,
wisdom right there. You didn't know what you wanted to do, so you went to community college. I'm only emphasizing that because Uh, so many people just jump straight into the 4-year program and they're paying tens of thousands of dollars for the first year. When you can get the same value, sometimes if not better, just doing community college. Sorry, quick break. Back to you.
oh yeah, so that's what I did. I had no clue what I wanted to do, so I just went to community college. Uh, did it 2 semesters there. My second semester is when the business started to kind of take off a little bit.
Okay.
So I started lacking. My grades started falling a little bit.
Yeah.
So I completed that semester. The grades weren't the best, but they got completed. And over that summer, the business continued to grow, and I realized that it could be a full-time job. And so I had to make a decision between school or the business, or I could downsize the business, but I didn't want to go backwards. So
Right.
I chose the business just because I was still young, and if I wanted to go back to school, I could go back.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
awesome, man. I love how you said, I completed the
yeah,
semester.
I completed it.
Great use of words. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of that. All right. So over the summer, if you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to give us exact numbers, what was your approximate monthly income from the business over that summer by the time you decided let's do this full time? Just out of curiosity.
Um, I don't know exact numbers, but it was probably between 5 and 8 thousand, four and eight. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
It,
Yeah,
it
that's
varies.
a good range.
Yeah, 4 and 8 thousand.
That's awesome, man. And I hope this isn't demeaning at all, but you're selling simple-ish household products, right? You know,
Yeah,
and you're kind of killing it after what about a year of doing it. Is that about right?
yeah. It took about a year and a half.
Okay, dude,
Yeah.
that's awesome. What did your family think? What did your parents think when you told them you were doing this and skipping college?
So they didn't tell me directly. They told me directly that I could do anything. Like they were going to support any decision I made.
Yeah,
But later on down the road, I found out from my older brother that my mom was calling him during that time, telling him to persuade me to stick with college.
yeah,
But by that time, my mom had told me, and she was like, "I'm glad you didn't." Or she wasn't glad I didn't, but she wouldn't. She like I could have gone either way, and she'd been happy.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's funny, man. That's awesome. Um, as a newer parent myself, I'm learning to empathize with our parents, my aunt and uncle, and
yeah,
how you just want what's best for your kid, right? And when they're doing something new and different that you don't know, uh, sometimes it's hard to be enthusiastic about the unknown. So I'm glad Aunt Stephanie, decided, what, it scares me, but I'm gonna let them do it because uh, dude, like I said, I've looked up to you with all this, especially I was at college, so I maybe saw y'all once a year, maybe twice a year. And then since I've joined the army over the last 4 years, I can't remember the last time we've seen each other in person. And so the information I hear about you is from my mom and dad, and how, yeah, Patrick is just killing it with his business. He's bought his own house. I think you bought a house. I think you're like the first cousin to buy a house. And for all you folks out there, you're pretty darn close. Like our age range and our cousins is how old's William? Like 8 or something like that.
yeah,
So yeah, we range from like 8 to 10 to Erica Porch. What is she? She's like 31, I think.
yeah.
So
Large
we have a
gap.
big cousin range, and you're kind of upper middle. And it's been awesome, man.
Well, thank you.
Of course. All right. So next question. What is okay, so now you're a full-time entrepreneur. I guess kind of, yeah, finish this out real quick. So you started full-time. Obviously you haven't looked back since. What year did you go full-time? What summer was that?
Uh, 2022.
Okay, so for the last 3 years, kind of what has life looked like for you?
So, whenever I decided to go full time, I was still living with my parents, so it allowed me to keep saving. I was Before that, I was still working on my parents' back porch because I didn't have any covered area to work.
Yeah.
So that was pretty tough. But then I moved into a shop right down the street. One of my older neighbors, or it wasn't a shop, it was like a two-car garage,
Yeah.
but they weren't using it. And I worked out a deal where I pick up after their dog, take her trash out, pay a little bit of rent to use that. And living with my parents for a few years allowed me to save up. I think I lived with them for about a year after going full time, and allowed me to save up for a down payment on a home with a large shop next to it.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been working out of the shop right next door. It still is a residential space, but it's a lot larger than what I had to work with before.
That's awesome, man. What was your commute? 5 minutes, if that?
Yeah, not even. Probably 20 steps out the door.
Dude, I'm jealous. My commute on a good day is an hour one way.
Dang.
So that's pretty awesome. So kind of building on that, what's So now, what does your typical daily schedule look like? I'm talking like, wake up, do you work out or something? When do you go into the office, if you will? Tell me a bit about it.
Yeah. So I wake up. Normally it's between 6 and 8. I'll get up. I don't have a strict schedule, but I I'm not lazy, so I get up pretty at a decent time. And then
What
I
time?
start. What's that?
What time? What time?
Oh, somewhere around. It's probably closer to 7, like 7 o'clock. I'll get up,
Okay, that's a good time. That's
and
kind of early.
yeah, and then I'll cook breakfast. It normally takes 20, 30 minutes. Eat breakfast, cook it, take a shower, and then I'll walk over to my shop and begin working. Normally, I'm in there by it's ranges between 7:30, 8:30. Just depends on how long breakfast, showering, and all that stuff takes.
Makes sense.
And then I'll work throughout the day. If I have my younger brother and his friend, they're my two part-time employees. If I have them over, we'll have lunch at a normal time, like around 12 or 1. If
Okay,
it's just me working, once I get hungry, I'll stop for lunch.
makes sense.
And then I'll get back to work. I normally finish up between 5:30 and 6:30, as long as it's not a too busy of a day. And then after that, I either shower and head over to my girlfriend's house, or I work out every once in a while. I don't have a strict schedule for
Hmm.
it, but I try to do it at least 2 to 3 times a week.
Nice.
So if I do that, it'll be later in the afternoon.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
What's a busy day look like for you?
Busy day, just being in the shop all day, either behind a computer. I have a small, I wouldn't call it an office, but there's a computer in there, and either behind there for an hour or two, and then the rest of the day is either cutting stuff, sanding stuff, staining, boxing, a little mix of everything.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
almost a one-man band. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's okay, how many approximately, again, average it out for us. How many orders do you think you go through a day?
So I work on them in batches of between 10 and 25, and I'll probably do 2 sets of them a week. Depend. So if I had to break it down to daily numbers, I probably get between 4 to 10 of them out a day. It just depends on the size and all the different stuff that goes into making them.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, but I normally ship 2 days a week, and whenever I ship, there's 10 to 25 packages inside
Gotcha.
shipment.
And then okay, so if shipping out 10 orders at a time, approximately what value comes with that? Like what's your approximate income from 10 packages on the low end?
So the low end, the my products now, they're a little more pricier than they used to be. So they range between $60 to, I believe, upwards of $300.
Okay.
So it just depends on what I've been working on. The shelves, the floating shelves tend to be a little more expensive than the coat racks, but I'd say an average order value on the lower end of around 90 to $100.
Okay. So you're making maybe $1,000 shipping out every time you ship out. Yeah, on the low end
Yeah,
ish.
on the low end, probably.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Shoot, I had another question. What was it? Um, I'll come back to it. I'll see if I remember later. Okay. Last thing on schedule, and then we'll continue going. What are some of the best habits you think you've developed for yourself so far? Whether it be like
Um,
time management or whatever that may be.
yeah, I think just setting up some form of a schedule, even if I'm not hitting it directly, just having some type of guideline to follow, like wake up, eat breakfast, get to work,
Mm-hmm.
instead of waking up and doing anything and then getting to work. But I think a schedule is important. Another habit is eating right and eating 3 meals a day. I used to skip breakfast a lot, and it'd show around 11 o'clock when I'm starving. But yeah, just good eating habits, stay healthy, and good schedule.
If you have not already, like and subscribe to this video as it helps me see what content you all like and want to see in the future. So next set of questions. What do you think your biggest challenges were starting out the business?
So starting was definitely the space I had to work with. Uh, small shop or small garage that I was working out of. I had no AC, no heat. So during the summers, it got pretty hot in there.
Mhm.
And during the winters, it got very cold.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough to do woodworking with like 3 layers of coats on.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So that was probably the biggest challenge starting off.
All right. And then coming to now, what do you think your biggest challenges are like right now where you are in business?
Now is just getting over the fear of hiring employees.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I have my younger brother and his friend working for me, so it wasn't really scary hiring them. But I guess just hiring people that I've never met, just I don't know, reaching out to people to try and get them new employees.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I was listening to a business podcast. I think it was the Iced Coffee Hour. I'll send it to you later.
All right.
Um, they were talking about how scary it can be to hire employees because everyone's heard that horror story of that one employee you hire, and they're just not great at their job, and they cause you a lot of trouble, more trouble than they're worth hiring in the first place. And
Yeah,
obviously, like nobody wants that. You don't want that. So
yeah,
I guess could you say that something you're kind of working towards on this challenge is trying to educate yourself a little bit more on hiring well before you do
yeah,
it?
yeah. That's definitely what I'm working towards. Trying to figure. I want to treat them right, and I also want to make sure I make a good hire.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want to tap some of that more at the end, but we'll come back to that too. Let's see, ask that. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's a great question. Who's helped you along the way? Have you had like a mentor figure, if anything? It sounds kind of like the gentleman you started working for at the beginning kind of gave you the blueprint to start. Is he someone you worked with this whole time since now, or has there been anybody that's helped you?
He definitely helped show me that there's an audience, like there's people out there looking to buy products online. Because before I thought it was just a bunch of small shops, just getting sales every once in a while. I didn't know that you could make a full business out of it. I was
Mhm.
still young, so I didn't know much. But since then, since I stopped working for him, I've ran into him a few times and told him what I've been doing, and he's been very happy for me. But we didn't keep up communication too much after that. But a lot of people that's been helping me is like my girlfriend, my family, parents, extended family, and my girlfriend's parents. My girlfriend's parents, they own a small business, a restaurant. So he helps out if I have any complicated questions. But other than that, just a lot of support all around. I have an uncle. You have an uncle as well. Uncle Frank, he owns a small business. He helps out every once in a while if I have any challenging questions.
Yeah, him and then Uncle Chris. Those are both two guys I don't understand well enough. And
Yeah,
I'd love to, if you're listening out there, Uncle Chris and Frank, I'd love to have you all on here because once again, I hear through my mother, the grapevine, that they're actually really killer entrepreneurs.
yeah,
And I've just never asked. I never knew.
yeah.
So they're on my list of folks to ask sometime in the future would be great.
And then another one I left out, but my grandpa, he on my dad's side and mom's side. My dad's side, he was a vet. He's just inspiration. I was young whenever he passed, but just knowing that he did it at one point. And then my on my mom's side, he owns a small computer repair company. So he helped me with a lot of stuff, getting to know stuff about taxes and things like that.
Yeah, that's for me, that's my business is not near as big as you yet. Hopefully it beat you one day. But
Yeah,
that's something that scares me a lot is, you know, I'm too uh into details for my own good. I'm worried about, oh, will it get taxed properly? Will I have the right business structure? And meanwhile, before I really started getting into YouTube, I wasn't doing anything. I was paralyzed with the thought of doing something. And so it's been great when I just tell myself, oh, well, I don't know if Patrick knew, but he just jumped on it and he's just doing stuff, making it happen. So
Yeah.
you've been inspiring to me to just, you know what, make it happen and you'll figure it out later.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. Just listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, try and learn the proper way to do things.
Do you have,
But
could you recommend a podcast by name off the top of your head or?
um, I listened to a few of them. Dave Ramsey helps with the financial side of things. And then I forget the name of it, but I listened to a few tax education podcasts to help with tax filings and stuff because I don't have a CPA. I do it on my own as of now.
Okay, that's awesome.
But just things like that. Business
Yeah.
podcast. Dave Ramsey also has one entrepreneur podcast. I forget what he calls it. It might be EntreLeadership or something
That
like
sounds right. That
that. Yeah.
sounds right. Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar. Sorry to cut in. I think he just came out with a book, Entree Leadership. Didn't he
Oh
write
yeah,
a book
that's
on
his
it?
book. I
Okay.
forget the podcast name though, but he's got one.
Ooh, I'll have to find that.
Yeah.
I listened to Abby and I listened to a show that's like our trash TV, if you will,
Yeah.
with all the fun calls. So okay, I'll have to find his business podcast. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And then once you find those tax ones, uh work with me and then we'll try to post them in the description down below too for all y'all watching out there.
All right.
All right, cool. Let's see. All right, I think the last question I have, and then we'll jump to whatever you'd like to share before we finish is, what do you see the vision being for your business moving forward? And you can frame it however you can either do it, 2, 5, 10 year plan kind of thing, or you can just, throw it all out there. What do you got?
Yeah. So I haven't broken it down in years yet, but I'd like moving forward. I'd like to hire employees and eventually grow out of the shop I have now and move into a commercial warehouse and just grow it as big as I can. And then after that, I'd like to look into other areas, maybe use the profits from the business to hopefully invest into real estate or something that's a little more passive
Okay.
and stuff like that. And then possibly other business opportunities if I can catch a break from the one I'm in now.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then do you have a second part of that question? Oh, for life.
Oh, yeah, sure. Life too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping that I have a one day have a happy, healthy family.
Mhm.
Hopefully kids after I get married and be able to support my family and others around me.
That's awesome, man. I
Yeah.
think it was, do you know who George Kamel is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
One of
Make
the
sure. That was a test. So,
yeah.
for those of you who don't know out there, George Campbell is one of the many Ramsey personalities. I think he was saying, I think he was talking to Rachel one day, and they were talking about how folks who have families make pretty good money because there's I actually I'm responsible for these little people and a wife or husband, depending on your situation, and it's oh, I've got to work extra hard for this, and that's how great people like yourself just go out there and kill it. So
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. Those are awesome aspirations. That's
Well,
great.
thank you.
How do you think you're going to get there?
Just work hard, make smart decisions, and just keep learning. Learn as much as I can, hopefully.
I like that. Always learning. Is there a book you're reading right now?
I don't really read physical books too often, but I will put on audiobooks.
Okay.
I'm not good with titles, but I've read a few of them. Whether it be Dave Ramsey, Robert Kiyosaki, I've read a few books from other people, just stuff like that. I'll play it while I'm woodworking. I'll have my earphones in, listening to it.
No, that's awesome. That's it's almost shoot, what's it called? Doing two things at the same time, whatever that word.
Yeah,
Multitasking. There it is.
yeah,
Nice. I like it. That's awesome. Um, well, I think those did I hit all our questions?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. As we're closing up here, Patrick, do you have anything else you'd like to share with the audience today? Anything you like your sponsors or your patrons to know about you before we close out?
Uh, I don't know, just I hope everyone could use something from this for inspiration and just work hard, do what you love, and yeah.
I like it. All right. And where can people find you to either buy your products or are you on social media at all or not really?
I have a Facebook and Instagram, but I don't really post too much to it.
Mhm.
The main way to just see what I offer and if you want to ask questions about any of the products is just my Etsy page. It's Meyer Woodwork LLC.
Awesome. And then I promise you, we'll have your Instagram, your Facebook, and your Etsy shop will all be linked in the description down below too for everyone to come find you. And if Patrick's feeling up to it, and I didn't tell him this before, if he wants to give everyone a code for a small discount, he doesn't know this either. If you want to give one, great. If not, there won't be a discount, but all the stuff will be down there for everyone else to find.
Oh, I'll definitely have a discount code for you.
Ooh, I like that. Great. Easier to share with everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I do have one last question now that I thought about it. What's your primary way to advertise? Last bit of business.
Oh, so Etsy, they kind of provide a platform to where there's customers already on it. You just got to present them with a product that they would like to buy. And so a lot of it's organic through Etsy. And then I do pay for Etsy ads. It's just their version of ads.
Yeah.
And it basically just puts your listings in the top of the search. So if someone searches, for example, coat rack,
Mhm.
if I'm paying for ads, my coat rack listing will be at the top.
Do you know your return on investment on those ads? Just out of curiosity.
I believe it's around 4 or 5 times the spend I put in.
Well,
So
that's a
it's
good thing.
not very high, but it gets my name out there a little bit.
I don't think I know a lot about business, but if you're getting again, so 4 or 5 times what you're putting into it, so that's 400 or 500% on what you put into it.
Yeah, so if I put in like $10, I'll get like $40 as a return.
I think that's a pretty good trade.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess kind of going back to where you see yourself going in the future, do you think you'd like to maybe expand more or maybe grow your Instagram and Facebook a little bit more to bring some more organic traffic through there as well?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to grow that and even one day expand off of Etsy. Currently, I've just been so busy, I haven't been able to expand off of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just open up the options of different places to sell and reach people.
Well, I mean, one, two, that for making great money, but also, I mean, worst case scenario, and not, I don't think this would happen at all, but if Etsy happened to go down or, run out of business or whatever, it's
Yeah,
all, as you know, it's always great to have a backup or have a backup plan in case that didn't happen. So I mean, that's why you got to think of these things. That's awesome.
yeah.
All right. Now I think I got everything. Any other thing you want to share? Are we good?
I think that's everything. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being on today. Again, I hope I was able to give you a little bit of value. And if I couldn't give you any value today, I hope that just chatting some of this stuff out made you think a little bit differently about where you're in business or maybe you're growing. And then I know our viewers out there definitely got a lot of value today because they got to see, I don't think this is mean to say, just an everyday guy who's just having a great life doing his own entrepreneurship thing. And they can see that, oh, all you got to do is just work hard. If you want it more than other people, you can get it. And I think that's awesome. So, yeah, everyone, thanks for watching out there today. Again, if you have a comment, leave it down below. Ask Patrick any funny question you want, and we'll help him answer it in the chat down below. All those links that we said before will also be in the description down below. And if you're looking for more woodworking or some great products, again, I own two of them. I own the coat rack and the key hook as well. Love both. So I'm a little biased too. But if you're looking for great products, Patrick has them. He's going to help you decorate your house and do great. Patrick, thank you for sitting down with me today. This was awesome. This was super exciting. I was nervous at first, but I think this went off without a hitch. We'll see how it uploads and posts, but I think I'm done rambling. So thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. I enjoyed it.